How you doing? So this is Music Monday. Yeah. For those of you who pop into these, if you haven't and you're actually watching them from the beginning, my name is Wago. I teach music on Mondays and Saturdays, but on Monday I throw before my first lesson about a half an hour, 45 minutes. Out there, hang out, tune up my instruments, do a little practice, and then answer questions about music. If I don't know the answer, I'll find the answer and I'll get it back to you. Other than that, check out this website. Lots of different chords, different styles. Tell you what, I have a lot of comments telling me they like what I'm doing. I got a couple comments that tell me they don't like what I'm doing. I find it very interesting that people who critique are very, very mean. So this is a kind of a, not kid friendly, but it's a friendly environment on this channel. So if you cuss or you say anything crazy, you're out. Aloha! It's a very aloha feeling here. If you don't know what that means, that just means being very grateful, very happy, and treating everybody with awesomeness and respect, because it's much better to be happy than it is to be sad and angry. Right? So what I do is I set up my little system here. There's a couple things I move around in the studio space here, but I don't really touch anybody else's stuff. I just make sure that when I'm coming in, I sweep the floors, which was the first thing I did. And then once the floors are swept, I sort of set things up. Take the dust cover off the piano. So it's very Mr. Rogers-esque. Somebody asked me to do a video that shows my day and what I do. And I think it's very interesting. So what I do is I kind of tune up and play a little bit of here and here. I hear what I've been working on for the last couple of days or so. Hi, how's it? How you doing? It's first time here? If so, comment section I think I've enabled, don't know. Live chat, yeah, there we go. Nice. Yeah, if you have any music questions, my name's Wago. I can help you out. If not, you just want to sit here, talk stories, see what I do, great. I have a half an hour, 30 minutes, something like that. Wish there was a way to know if somebody commented though, and then this thing goes ding. Maybe if I turn the volume on. Ta-da. Also, I'm going from an iPhone, which probably isn't the best. Yeah, what are you gonna do? I'm learning technology right now. As I say, took 20 some odd years to learn how to play guitars and learn how to practice and learn how to communicate. Know when to talk and what to talk about. Place I'm working at right now, or not working at, but running a space called Big Island Guitars. It's on the mainland, Hilo, Hawaii, 1221 Kilauea Avenue in Hilo, 96720. And they're really super awesome people. They've got a great store, and I'm very, very excited to be teaching in their music lab. There are a couple other teachers here, so those who are interested that live on island, you can come pretty much any day of the week, I think. I think they're filling up every day. Might not be the case, but I teach on Mondays and Saturdays. And, students come and go. I tend to have a longevity with students. I've had students that have been with me for about a year and a half. Something that I do recommend to some of my students after they've been with me for so long is to try other teachers as well, just to get a little variety. So if you're watching this and first time you tuned in, check out my channel, see what's up. There's gonna be a lot more content in the future because I don't plan on quitting. And then check out other ones like Music Matters, Music with Warren, Rick Beato. Geez, there's just so many. I was watching, I think his name is Jeffrey Leach this morning on Point Counterpoint, and how fundamentally you should stick to certain ways while writing counterpoint. It's brilliant, breaks it down in like under 20 minutes. It's something I will watch multiple times. If I can remember, I'll try and put a link in the description as well. Little nonsensical update about what I've been doing. I'll make a video on this, but I'm not great at editing, so, you know, it is what it is. Couple things I got the freeze pedal, which really makes it super awesome to play a chord no matter what it is. Let's say it's a G augmented, and you go, and you hit that sucker, and you could hold it out, and it holds it out over the top. So since the augmented deals with that sharp 5, you could actually play that D sharp in your modal structures. And when you change just one note inside of a scale you already note, it becomes something outside of that normal scale. So what I love doing now is being able to hook this sucker up and play through a phrasing. I used it last night for the first time at a jam session. It was very interesting. I play guitar, so while I was doing it, I was having to think kind of like, what were we doing? I don't remember what we were doing, but it was something like, I shot the sheriff, be like, I shot the sheriff. So I'd hit that first chord, and it would be like, one, it would hold the whole thing very nice. And it did not feel cheesy like you'd expect it to feel like some sort of digital synthesized tone. It actually held it out like almost like a tube screamer with the Keeley compression pedal, just the longevity of it went. The note went and it never dissipated. I really enjoyed this thing. I'm very much looking to putting this in a line of other different effect pedals. And I'm very much looking forward to doing explanations on how to change up your soloing and using different note variations so you're not always stuck with the same thing. I had a stall there, thinking it's some power. Oh. Power. Nice. So, hi, another person. Do you have a question or a comment? You're just here to say hello? Been to the channel before? Have you subscribed? Blah, 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 blah. What I've been trying to do as of late is answer questions online Monday mornings. If you're around and you're a subscriber on my channel, throw your name out there, say hi, how you doing, howdy. And, you know, check the channel out. If there's any suggestions you have, put them in the comment section below and I'll review them and I'll get back to you. Not going anywhere. And then the channel stuff and the content that I'd like to put out in the next several years will just be an amalgamation of how I'm learning as well. What I really strongly focus on is on how to apply the things that you practice into actual play. What I don't do is I don't spend a lot of time editing any of my stuff and putting like key details and tabs for you and stuff like that. There are resources out there for all that kind of stuff. What I do is take that nonsense, squish it out into a little shot glass, and put it in very attainable tidbits so you can progress through that. The idea for me is not to master, but quite literally just to keep playing and practicing it. The things that you're struggling with now won't be the things that you struggle with in 4 or 5 weeks by practicing the practice of practicing. So that's what I teach my students. And that's what I try and answer here on Monday mornings. If you have a question, throw it in the comment section. I'll get to you. To see that not no work has been done. They use double negatives in the 40s. So I had a 10 o'clock appointment canceled. What I would like to do when I have my schedule a little bit more lined up is be able to, if anybody's online and wants to take a quick 30-minute lesson, I do have PayPal, I've got Square, and I just might give one away for free because I love teaching. What I like to do when I warm up in the morning is always do my spider exercises. This is the first exercise that I will teach any student. This teaches kind of muscle memory, gives you a way to hold your instrument no matter what it is. If it's the bass, the cello, violin, mandolin, banjo, piano, all these things require you to kind of think while not thinking. So if you do this and you just brainlessly do it with your first finger here, what happens on the right hand or your strumming hand, if you're a lefty, puts you in a position where you can use your first finger and seamlessly switch to your second finger and get a little bit of tension between those fingers. And knowing how to touch those, well, it really helps Do dynamics play things staccato? Or play things legato? Play things loud, forte, or play things very piano or pianissimo even? Or even just ghost notes? And then that just leads into be able to keep rhythm. And at a certain point, you just can use all your different fingers. The reason why I teach this collectively in the beginning is because a lot of people on the ukulele want to play with the thumb. What happens is if you always play the thumb like this, you can get good, you can get great, but you miss out on the next step, which is actually kind of like doing triplets. Triplet with 3 fingers. Triplet, 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 and being able to do these little tremolo picks and stuff like that. So the way that I teach this through is I do my warm-ups like this. Sometimes I go down. Sometimes I go down, stop, go to another one, complete it, and then finish up. I make sure that I hit every note in one passing. So every note was in there. They weren't all in order. There was no order. I just hit random ones. But knowing I could do all those in half steps, these kind of diatones between the two, I could use that in functionality when I'm playing a groove. Like, those individual notes come from doing hours of all these things I do in the morning, just doing to warm the fingers up. Once I do that, I kind of do my second lesson that I teach all my students. If you have an instrument in hand, do it with me or ask a question about it, I guess. A G major is a G, B, and D. Not to get into a huge explanation right now, but G major has 1 sharp, it's F sharp. It's the 7th, meaning when I have do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, 8 and 1 are the same note, G. The note right before that has to be that F sharp, so it has a half step falling off right to that note. 4. I guess you would just call it a resolution that makes you feel great. So when we hear these notes, we have G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp. If I were to play just an F natural, it wouldn't still have that sparkle that an Ionian scale, a major scale has. It would have a Mixolydian mode, but that would be a flat and 7th. So instead of having an F sharp, you would have an F. I know that's way over the top. However, talking about modes in gradual steps helps to understand the grand picture. If there are only 7 notes in a scale and the first one happens to be the major one, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, when we play the next one, it can't have a whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. It has that whole step moved all the way to the end. So you actually would have a whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step, whole step. That kind of thinking helps you write it down on a piece of paper, look at it and go, major, minor, minor, major, major. You could go through every scale in that preference. C, D, E, F, G, A, B diminished C. When we do this in every single scale, we notice that if we just play our fingers up a half step and bar, we get another chord, which in this case, C major, C sharp, D, D sharp. It goes on so forth. So basically, you're just taking the distance between the nut and the saddle, and you're changing that finite distance that is between the nut and the 12th fret, and then the 12th fret and the back of the saddle, which is equidistance. When you change the distance from here and not change it here, you're just simply moving that up in a way that sharpens the key and gives you a different sound. Meaning that frequency goes from a slower oscillation with peaks and troughs to a much faster one with a multitude of different ups and downs, peaks and troughs in between the same amount of distance, thusly vibrating our eardrums, thusly making music. So what I do, I try and explain that through an interesting way to all my students. Starts with spider exercises, gaining muscle memory, being able to hold the instrument, not throw that thumb over the top. If you got big fingers, this helps too, because it helps you realize these are all pointy notes. There are flat notes, but I would never go flat note like this. I mean, you can. It's weird though. So what we go through, oh hi, how you doing? What we go through is this kind of like movement between these fingers to get a little boom boom. mobility between this. So watch what my fingers are doing. I'm hitting this first fret, keeping it on, second fret, keeping it on, third fret, keeping it on, fourth fret, keeping it on, moving it up. What happens is once you're able to do this, you can change the beat down here to something more than just the whole note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, and then half notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, then quarters. 1, 2, 3, then eighth notes. Then 16 notes. Right on. Practicing the practice. So about now, my wrist feels kind of warmed up. I'll practice something that I've been playing the last couple days. What have I been playing? And then I put the instrument down, pick up another one. Since I cleaned my room, I'm gonna throw down my rug. I like to make the environment that I'm in feel like a home, I guess. I don't know how else to explain it. I've worked in a couple different studios. Most of them are extremely small. This is the largest one I've ever taught in, which is nice. But having a little rug on the ground, being able to kick off your slippers is super tight. Toy. Oh, it feels so good on the feet. That did not taste how I thought it would taste. Excuse me. I got somebody on here, no questions, just hanging out. Ooh, this is my beater. Beater. And then I kind of just set up my day. As you guys know, I like to throw out these backdrops. Today I've got one of my bass students, and I'm super stoked. I love bass students. It's always so thrilling. Bass is really my main instrument. I really wish I had more time to devote to it right now. I just happen to have a lot of other work. For those of you who know me, I run a labor company and I do small labor jobs here and there. Repair mostly. I really enjoy power washing roofs though. There's something therapeutic about that for me. Other than that, I like to kind of just stay to my own. I'm building my own house here in Hawaii. First time doing it. It's very hard and very interesting. However, why not? Oh, buddy, I feel like playing a little banjo today. For simplicity, I generally teach out of Mill Bay, Hal Leonard, just standard Rubank rudiments for like woodwinds. I find that the methodology between those is great. Something that I'm looking into that I want to be reading myself and delving into is like a drumming book, 40 essentials and 26 standards. I think that's what it is. Long story short, Buddy Rich has a book, which is apparently great. If you're a drummer on this channel and you have any ideas and you dig on what I'm talking about and you want to throw something out there, I would love to see your comment. Look it up. Last time I got a comment, I invested in the Jazz Theory book by Mark Levine, and I loved the book. Haven't been able to spend as much time in it as I would like to. However, it's nice. I think today's color is going to be yellow because I'm feeling yellow. Feel me? Boom. Oh, that's not good. Oh, why am I so old? No, why am I so old? Why do I feel so old? Ooh. All right, it is time to record. So, what I do is I just set myself up a little groove over here. I get myself ready for my first student, and today it's not going to be for another, I don't know, 15 minutes. So I'll have a station set up over here, and I'll just record myself playing what you see on the YouTube channel for the chords. What I'd like to do is keep it a little bit simple, you know, over here. You know what? Did I really? I forgot to bring another pick. How funny. I've got one in my travel bag. Can you hear it? It's everywhere. It's a celebration. It's everywhere.
Paradise waves on the crest of a wave
why the jam's in A, not in G minor. Anyway, that was a little morning workup if you're still here. Thanks for being here. However, I got a student. I'm all warmed up, ready to rock it. Do you have any questions, anybody here? Whoa. Wow, I just got an invoice for one of my jobs. It was huge. Anyway, have a great day. Aloha, and keep strumming. Practicing the practicing.